Hello, everybody, and welcome back once again to day 2 of the Wheel of Fortune event. I'm going to be your host for today, Sumi, and joined by me today is Binzu, the team leader of Team TFT.
Hello, hello. Yeah, I'm team leader of TFT and just a TCG addict, so happy to be here.
Introductions aside, though, we're rather short on time, so we're going to jump right into the introductions, starting off, of course, with our format. So, before the tournament started, each of these teams have spun a wheel and received 6 characters. They must use those 6 characters to build a team. The teams are then split into 4 groups of 6 teams, who will then play in round-robin BO1s, with the top 2 teams advancing to the next stage. And if you do manage to reach stage 2, you get a chance at our lovely prizes. I'll let Binzu elaborate on this one.
Yeah, so we have some good prizes for the winners. A whole $300 is the whole pot, and the first gets 150, the second place 75, third and fourth get to share both each $30, and we also have some welcome raffles.
Yeah, speaking of welcome raffles, if you join our server right now, we do have one ongoing where you get to vote for who you believe is the unluckiest team. So we're gonna have events like that going throughout the tournament, but prizes aside, let's take a look at some of the competitors competing for these one prizes.
Yeah, and here we have an overview of all the different teams. Sumi,
Lots of familiar names, but starting off though, we're gonna have Vin as our starting team to feature. We have Air, Koji, and Chidia Megane. All these are seasoned players.
Yeah, our seems to be a Yalan simp, and has a lot of weekly #1 spots. So it seems like they're really strong.
A consistent placer for sure. But like, speaking of consistency, their team leader is Koji, who has placed top 4 and top 8 in various JP tournaments. So it's rather impressive.
Yeah, and then, least but not last, TDN Megane with a tendency for aggro decks, it seems like. And they have gotten third place in Season 1 Asia CTG and top 16 in the other 3 seasons after that. Also, they have been second place in the VCG Invitational.
Oh, that is impressive. A lot of seasoned, like, consistent top placers in this team. Let's take a look at their opponent in Ain. I've been informed that this is actually another branch of Vin. They are from the same, like, clan, which is pretty cool. The players representing Ain, though, are Mateo, Kaguya, and Chikuya.
Yeah. And at first, we have that they seem to be an elf.
Interesting.
And they went to the convention and found out about GITCG, and they seem to be third place in Prince Cup Japan, which is pretty huge.
We're going to be tough competition for sure. Like, both teams have such great, consistent top placing players. Their team leader, though, is Kaguya. So for the fun fact, they put a smiley face. Could be a very threatening smiley face, I'm sure, with how well they play. And they were the winner of the 9th All-Out Summoning Cup.
Oh, that's pretty good. And then we have Chikuya. The reason they won the tournament is because of some mishaps, and a bird came by. And they've been first Prince Cup Japan winner and 5th place in Asia Invitational. So this team seems so stacked.
Oh, but like no matter how good a team is, their deck is going to be what carries them through this competition with how much luck is involved. Let's take a look at that before we head on right into our games. We have them on stream right now. Is there anything that stands out to you?
Yeah. I mean, of course, if you look first on the left side, we have actually Wagner with 3 bows there. So
yeah, Eulogy of the End. That is not a common card.
Yeah, they seem to run a sort of inspired to a Nemo list, where they just get like TOTM and a bunch of value weapons.
That is something I've noticed as well. Because typically when you play Saramona plus like an Animo character, the third is usually Venti. You typically run like a bunch of artifacts as well as the magic package. You don't really bring in like the stall tools of the totem. I think they're really leaning in more to that Lynette anchor as their end game win condition.
Yeah. On the other side, they have with the Saramona Lynette, they have a pretty much normal SC list. A bit of cooking as well, but it seems way more normal. And
I mean, like, with no official, you kind of are forced in that Dory. I think Dory was their only Electro character. And if they did have another one, Dory was their only Electro Summon character. So, like, really utilizing that in order to get off, like, their SCs.
Yeah. We see double Opera Eclipse and TOTM first turn. Pretty good. Wagner as well. This seems like a pretty decent start.
Yeah, like the full ramp start as well. Like you put the double Opera to help fix your dice because you roll no Electro. I don't know why we decided to instantly equip the totem. Right, we could have waited a little bit on that. But I mean, if you're gonna just like double equip anyways with a Wagner, it really doesn't make a difference. Pulling the Eulogy too. Now, it's been so long since I actually saw that card. I genuinely don't know what it does. Do you?
I mean, nah. I don't think I know any of the cards right now.
Yeah, hold on. Let me go pull this up. Let's see if I can know its effect. I mean, obviously it takes 3 white to play. And it also gives you +1 damage base. But what is its special effect? Let's take a look. After the character uses Elemental Burst, create Millennial Movement. Your characters deal +1 damage for 2 rounds. That's interesting.
Yeah, so pretty much value overall. Also, we saw first turn not that good dice, but we saw Library actually help with that pretty well.
Yeah,
so,
coming in clutch, rolling down like 3 Electro, 3 Hydro, every game. My only issue with playing Eulogy in this deck is that both bow characters, the Ganyu and the Diona, both have 3 energy bursts. So it's very unlikely you're getting off that Eulogy effect. I'm pretty sure Ein would have very much preferred like their Sack Bow or their King Squire.
Yeah, they're probably just playing it for some stallier matchups and just as a third weapon, since there are not that many bows right now.
On the other side, though, Vinge is going for really standard lines, you know, like Sar into Mona, like you get your ECs going, building towards like that Mona versus Ball, and keeping the Sar Crowfeather stack on Mona too is pretty big. Like she does 5 damage on first, that really hurts.
Yeah, but Diona is fully set up right now, and this Diona can actually hurt.
I mean, when you talk about hurting though, like you can't leave Lynette out of the picture. Talent in hand as well, 10 Dories. That is 7 damage you're gonna be pulling out of your pocket. 8 if Vin manages to draw into their Sack Sword.
Yeah, I mean, just the pure value of Lynette talent will probably come into play. And maybe they will catch Diana off guard and actually manage to find a kill here.
True. Like the healing as well. Like against an SC list, which doesn't do that much direct damage, that could be something as well that just delays them that much longer in order to pull for your value cards.
Yeah, I mean, you say not really direct damage, but this Diona actually has a lot of damage right now.
Let's swap to Sara as well. We're gonna eat another SC.
Yeah,
Like, Vin really not playing to deny reactions, just trying to do as much damage as they possibly can.
yeah,
I mean,
they probably think they will win the damage race since they are the more aggressive deck, but with the two operas, they might actually lose it.
Certainly, like those operas are giving you so much dice, especially with a full equipped Diona. That like with 9 dice worth of equips on her, there is no way Vin is going to able to out equip her.
Yeah, and now we see why they equipped TOTM at the start, because
Yeah, I mean,
they know the opponent is playing Opera Eclipse and they don't want to give them the dice.
yeah, no free value for you. You know, Opera has been like quite an interesting card. When like 4.2 first dropped, it was everywhere because everyone was playing full equipped decks utilizing the new Wagner and Tamias buffs. But after that, like after Gilded got nerfed, no one was really playing equipped decks anymore. It's kind of obscure now, and oh, Dory getting taken out. That's going to be the last of their SC. That one Electro on Sara will be the last reaction that Ain has access to.
Yeah. Well, people haven't been really wanting to gamble on who gets skilled at first, so it's just a bit safer to just go for standard gilded or just more draw.
Speaking of draws though, the draw of Ein like really suffering. They've been forced to tune a lot for their dice. Thankfully, they've gone on Diona instead of the Ganyu, so you didn't have to tune your entire hand like 5 times over. That charge shot is expensive.
Yeah, I mean, if you want to do charge shots, you might as well be ready to play some dice fixers, but with Diona...
Diona, like, not much needed. Speaking of dice fixers, I don't actually believe Ain is running a single one in their deck when I checked.
Yeah, I mean, dice fixes are really not seen anywhere these days, so...
I mean, like, why would you need to play a card that does nothing but make your roll better if you just roll perfectly the first time, you know?
Yeah, that's true. Okay, now we have a 12 dice turn against an 8 dice turn.
That is...
Possibly 13 dice turns since TOTM will proc, so...
That is true, that is true. I mean, that first hit on Lynette going down, that does bring Diona onto 5 HP. That is within talent range, do keep that in mind.
Yeah, and even the skill is not enough to get out of Tendori talent range, so...
You don't actually need the Tendoris, though, because there's still the Crow Feather. If you place talent, it will do 6.
Yeah, but if they hash and skill, they will actually go to 9 effective HP, so...
No more Tendori available now, with that judgment.
Oh, yeah.
Like, as long as Ein plays this Hash Brown, that Diona lives. Do they calc for it, though? Yes, they do. Not misplaying, they do look at the statuses available on their opponent's characters, and does not fall into classic miscalc trap. Oh wait, there's talent. Never mind, Diona would have lived anyways.
Yeah.
I say look at the screen and then proceed to not do it.
Yeah, no, if they wouldn't have done anything but just skilled, they might have actually died, but with just playing it safe.
I guess like Sack Sword plus some random dice. Yeah, that's true.
Now we'll probably see talent anyway, but
I think we're tuning something. We tune that Fresh Wind. Oh, what did we tune there? I think it was some type of food.
Oh,
no,
they
we tuned
are
the Willow.
threatening the skill, on Lynette.
Like,
Since Gilded always in play.
Gilded is always in play, that is true, and then the Yayoi is down, but unfortunately we don't have it in hand. We just haven't had enough draw yet.
Oh,
Wait, is that
we'll
Diona
see the
burst
bow.
time? Wait, Eulogy actually proc. Wait, this Diona is gonna do 5 damage on skill. Hold up. I believe it was +2, not +1. Hold up.
I think it's
5 damage.
+1 for 2 rounds.
Oh no, it is +1 for 2 rounds. Yes, you're correct. Diona is gonna do 4 damage on skill and also generate 2 shield.
Yeah, 3 dice for 6 damage. That's pretty good.
Pretty value. I mean, that is assuming you do get that burst off. Which is quite rare, but still, like, if you do get it off, I think we can for sure see why they chose to include it.
Yeah.
Turn priority on the side of Vin. Like, that dude is actually so chunky. The totem shield as well, the Ganyu Ice Lotus to provide even more damage mitigation. And we're not running any energy acceleration, so that Mono Burst isn't coming down unless you spend your entire turn building towards it.
Yeah. And even if you do, you might die or even only kill Ganyu since your opponent can just swap off.
Yeah, with 2 characters remaining, they could just swap. I think Ein did a really good job realizing that their opponent was playing an SC deck, and so it didn't really have much direct damage except for that Lynette. So they equip Totem early, and you just sit on Diona. Like, you have talent, you have the Totem shields, you have your weapon, you can just chunk them and they really can't do anything to you. Because most of their damage is focused in that piercing department.
Also, they just took all of the damage from all of the reactions just straight on and didn't give any chance to make them swirl any huge reactions, which was pretty nice.
Like, even forcing the Lotus out as well, otherwise you lose this Mona. It will be the building towards the Mona Burst for the side of Vin. But still, like, there's still such a huge dice disparity. Like, after you burst, you only have 1 dice remaining. You might kill a skill again if you had a Gilded, but even then, we're not very threatened if we're Ain. We can always just swap off.
There is a real possibility of Lynette's skill into the Tandori talent, which would have a good threat there.
That is true, but, like, unfortunately, we only have a dice remaining, which means we can only do 1 action. And by swapping off here, we ensure that if they do have any type of action remaining, it will go on to Ganyu, the character with nothing left.
Oh, decides to equip.
Yeah,
that's interesting.
We'll equip the Sack Sword. I mean, like, if you just skill a Mona here, it's only 2 damage. And on Ganyu as well, right? Like, the character you don't care about in this matchup right now. Ganyu has no equip, so you might as well just hedge your bets onto next round.
So they will most likely try and go for the kill on Diona with Monres and Tandoris, so we'll see how this works out for them.
I mean, it might work out, actually, because the opponent will very likely end turn on the Ganyu. You can't get that second Tandoris going off. Probably should play it safe and go Sara, yeah. Because if you don't skill, and then, like, the summon will be enough to finish you off, so you are forced to go to Sara here. We'll skill as well, get a free SC proc, you take those. I was considering just livening on 4 as well, and then just carry that dice over to next round. Because you never finish the game here regardless.
Yeah. Now, we will see if they can manage to break through with Tandori, Monres, and Gamblers.
But it's a 10 HP gun, you need to do at least 5. It's 3 base damage, right? Plus 1 from the Sora, which is 4.
Yeah.
And then multiplied by 2, so that's 8. But those shields by Diona bring Ganyu right out of range. If they want to go for the lethal, it forces out the Tandoris.
Yeah, they would need to Tandori skill, and then
Oh no, the brick on the
talent.
dice. The talent wouldn't be enough either, because talent does 6.
Yeah.
The other's purely on 8 HP, thanks to the totem.
Yeah, this looks pretty bad for them right now. And the dice isn't helping.
The dice really not helping. They even played a library as well, and it still didn't get better. Okay, we need to tune 3. I mean, tune 3, flop Tandori, you still have enough dice for it. The issue is, even after you lethal Ganyu, they just go into Diona. Wait, no, but if they go on Diona, that first cast heals you to 5. And Diona no longer has Eulogy buff, which means she only does 3 on skill.
Yeah.
You might still be able to win this if you can skill 3 times, but are you able to is the question.
I mean, the eulogy buff, honestly, they might just refresh it since they have 3 energy. And this Diona probably can skill a few times.
That's true, but the thing is, even if you get that Eulogy refresh, will you die before then? As long as the Lynette of Vin is able to skill 3 times, the round is in their hands. The question is, how do they do it? They need to get to that point first.
Yeah. We
Tandori's
see the
off.
Monres, Gamblers.
Gamblers replaced. 3 thanks to Yayoi as well. That's 10 damage. We heal up to the 5. We're talking about it. And then we heal. And no! We're 1 dice off. No, we're not! Saxor gives us 1 more dice. Okay, we're still in it. And then the skill as well with the talent brings Diona down to 1 HP.
Well, we can see the MMR in hand.
Oh, the Matsutake meat roll healing to 3 HP. And then as long as we skill, no matter what, we heal up to 5, which is out of lethal range of the Lynette of Vin.
Yeah, that was pretty close.
A top deck Matsutake meat roll to finish the game. 5 HP. Yeah, we already used our talent proc. We already used our Tandoris.
And we don't even have enough dice to skill, sadly.
2 HP is the difference. If we just got maybe 1 extra Electro Charge, our dice were just a little bit better, this game could have turned out completely different.
Yeah, it was a pretty close match. Honestly, this Diona was looking pretty solid, but Fresh Wind always comes in and destroys some dreams, but not this one.
Yeah, the Fresh Wind, the Tandoori is just like... They had a lot of tools there, but it just wasn't enough. The early game, just not good enough to chunk that Diona low enough to make a difference. But yeah, that was game 1 between Vin and Ain. We didn't really get a chance to take a look at their deck list. Let's take a peek at that once again before we go. Here they are.
Yeah. You see, the decks look pretty much what you would expect from like standard lists for the most part. We have like Judgment in one and Fresh Wind in the other one. So
yeah, I think like the choice of Arcane is very interesting, and it kind of indicates what type of game you're playing. Because their opponent is playing a more stally matchup, right? So they run Judgment to stop people playing Lyres, like to stop the Hyper Magic combo turn. Whereas Vin is playing a more aggro deck, so they want to leverage that Fresh Wind to pressure their opponent more.
Yeah.
Which is really interesting.
They probably also expect a lot of Hyper Magic and just expect to win against the Hyper Magic on round 3 pretty fast before they can even do anything.
That will be everything for our round 1 though, so we will be jumping into a break to get things sorted for round 2, but as soon as it starts, we'll be right back at you with more exciting gameplay. And we are back for round 2. This time, our featured match is going to be between DUC and SUC. We're going to have their player cards up shortly, but I'm sure some of these names will look familiar to the EN crowd. Shout out to my homies.
Yeah, we have a lot of similar names in this. I mean, we have first round of like just mirrored names. Now we just have like one of them is changed, so
Yeah, like the parody name time. Let's go. Let's take a look. Let's take a look at their decks, though. Some nice old analysis before it starts. The show will be up shortly, but yeah, here we are.
Yeah, we have SUC with Zenon, Yahida, and Stupid Idiot.
And then DUC has Duck, Milk, and Sean. Let's take a look at the decks they're bringing for us. And also their fun facts, too. Those are cool. I like facts. Here we go. SUC to start. First up, we have Nyahida, who apparently has no clue how to play TCG. And their main achievement is going 5-0 in the Arena of Champions.
Oh, Arena of Champions is hard, so can't fault them.
I mean, there's champions in the name, right? So it's gotta be impressive.
Yeah. Then we have the team leader Zenon, who is seemingly dying to school. And they are 4 times in the top 8 of Cat's Tail Gathering, and 2 times in the top 16, and 3.7 majors.
And their final member is Stupid Idiot, who apparently is a TFT tryhard. Probably should have been on Team TFT and all. Hey, you put that as your fun fact. I'm not saying anything else. They're a pro programmer, which is pretty cool, and are good at bugless code. I'm gonna have to call cap on that last one. I do not know a single programmer in existence who is good at bugless code. I feel like they don't exist.
Yeah. Maybe it's just a myth.
Maybe.
Well,
next up we have DUC. Let's take a look at their roster. Starting off with Milk, who is actually a glass of milk. How a glass of milk learned how to play TCG is beyond me, but if it works, it works. And for their record, they've gone 2-3 and 3-2 in weeklies.
Well, that's a good mirror. Well, then we have the team leader Duck. And Duck is actually a duck, and that's kind of fitting. And Duck seems to have a lot of 3-2s. Yeah, seems to be a bit better around 3.4 to 3.7. Maybe the meta was better for them there, but 3.2 all the way.
And for their last member is Shan, who doesn't know what fun is. Hopefully he will learn the joy of gambling as he progresses through this tournament. For their main achievement is being 0-3 in Arena of Champions, but I've been informed by the powers that be called the Production that he is secretly a Prince Cup NA third placer. I don't know why he's hiding this, but whatever evil plans he has today, I'm sure will get thwarted.
Well, maybe 0-3 is even more impressive.
Potentially. But yeah, let's take a look at their decks, though. A good old side-to-side comparison. Here they are. It's going to be... Oh, this is sauce. I don't know how to feel about it.
Yeah, we have 2 hyper magic lists with 0 food. Both of them are almost the same, except for like a few subtle differences. For example, the Arcane card.
Oh, that is true, yeah. SUC running the Judgment for a better hyper magic mirror to deny the opponent the Liar songs they want to play. And DUC going for a Covenant, instead trying to extend their own combo. The thing I want to point out, though, is that SUC is running the Sumer Resonance Nature and Wisdom, most likely try to mull for their Jets and their Hyper Magics on that really critical turn 3.
Yeah, this is saying no to breaking your cards, so I'm pretty sure they just want consistent jet magic.
And like they're even running like the Candace and Dea too, right? Like since you're already running those characters, you might as well add some consistency with that mulligan card, the extra mulligan.
Yeah, I don't know how they're gonna get the damage, but we will see.
We will see indeed. Game is starting here. It is taking a bit to load, but we'll get there eventually, I'm sure. Oh, back to the list.
Yeah, so another key difference. I can see there's a I haven't lost yet in the leave it to me difference.
Oh, that's true. The leave it to me though, I feel like it's such an interesting pick because unlike in Group A, there isn't a freeze deck in sight. So you don't need to worry. Actually, there is one freeze deck.
Yeah.
Okay, there is only one freeze deck, and like, is it really worth bringing in that card specifically for that matchup?
I got
Yeah,
you, boss.
I mean, that leave it to me, I would have actually seen in the Sucrose Shenhe list to guarantee the swirl, but
Yeah,
it's like
and,
swapped.
penance is due.
in a hyper magic list, I don't think you need a fast swap, right? Because
Oh,
you have so much dice anyways, like just go for it.
yeah. Oh, now this is some hands. We have
that is a hand.
double
alright.
Liben and Dunya in the Shenhe, and just a whole
This
lot
is-
of draw.
This is actually such a perfect start because you get to skill, which gives you 4 dice, and you get to play Dunya into Liven, which is like a perfect float forward into next round. And like that Dunya start is going to give you continuous value as this game goes on. That Liven will give you a card and dice advantage for round 2 to like get that Shenhe burst going.
Yeah, but have you thought about the whole power of just fixing your hand with this Sumeru?
Oh, that's true. That is something they can do. They have 2 of them too. It's like if their hand isn't good the first time, they can go play another one.
Yeah, sadly, it won't get them a Liben probably, but if they really want to gamble, they could play Seed Dispensary into Dune, and then maybe Sunyata the Seed Dispensary. Maybe they will high roll into like a Liben or something.
Alternatively, we could just float 3, play Jet into Dunyazard, and pass, and we can worry about that later. Because there isn't really anything we want to do with our dice right now, right? We don't have enough to swap skill. Normaling on Dea is kinda cringe. No, we are going for the Dunya play then. Alright.
Oh,
Let's see if Sunyata draws us good.
what's it gonna be?
Willow.
Oh.
I don't think you have the cards for Willow, unfortunately.
I mean,
Actually, no, you can play your entire hand.
yeah,
Yeah.
you can
play.
get to a good amount of cards played.
No, we can absolutely get Willow value. Yeah, we play the Jet first. Draws us to a live bit. Oh, wait.
Oh,
Wait a
and
sec.
Jet
Hold on.
was 0 dice since the dice reduction of Dune and
Sunyata, they stack.
Sunyata stack.
Yeah, the
That's actually
freest
huge.
Jet in our life.
And I didn't know if you noticed it, but the Sumeru res, actually, you can just mull away all the cards you get from Sunyata. And then
Oh,
you get
that's
2 of
true,
your
yeah.
own cards.
You can get, like, stuff from your actual deck with it. Wait, that's actually so smart. It will be a King DUC with the turn priority, of course, with them ending first. But what shall they do with their turn? Like, obviously they're not running in fast swaps as well, so they're not going to get any, like, free swirls off that Dea. Whatever they're gonna get going is probably gonna come off this Shenhe burst. Just a normal attack.
Yeah, probably trying to get this Shenhe burst and then try and get something done turn 3.
I imagine they would have skilled, but dice probably cringe, not enough cryo.
I mean, that's how it always goes.
Yeah, sometimes oh wow, that's an actually real cringe dive. Holy. It's fine though, right? We just tune 1 and then we burst into Libin, and it's not too bad. After Shenhe burst goes down, we can kind of just sack her, because as long as we have turn priority, we could probably just guarantee a swirl by swapping over to Sucrose, because it's almost guaranteed that they have enough damage to lethal Shenhe this turn.
Yeah, I mean, this Libin actually comes in huge, and if they don't kill Shenhe, you have Moon Piercer, which is
like
so much damage.
And like you're gonna be boosted by your icicles and your burst as well. That Shenhe like axe slaps. They will need to lethal the Shenhe, which does allow DUC to go for the free swirls onto the Sucrose. But if they don't kill the Shenhe, she just hits you again next turn, and it's still really bad. Like, it feels like SUC is just in a lose-lose situation right now.
Yeah, they need to do something this turn, but... I mean, they don't have what it takes probably right now, but they might need to dig something with the Sumeru.
Like, Shenhe too high of an HP to really be under threat. This burst is going down no matter what. There's no stopping it. But after that, what is it that you want to do, right? Like, your Jet is only on 2 stacks right now. You have no burst built up, so you're gonna have to wait for next turn to get that going. Oh, wow, we're gonna go for a Jet now? We just drew Timmy into a second Dunyazar. That is actually so lucky. Hold up. Yeah, we play the Dunyazar, we play the Libin. What do we draw into? A Yayoi. No artifacts to play right now.
I mean, this Yayoi, you draw 4 cards, and you also have Sealy, so...
That is true. Although I don't think I agree with the play of like spending that 1 dice, because of that we can no longer burst into Libin, which I feel like was the best play we had available to us. Because now we just float on 2 dice, we don't pop our Libin, right? It doesn't feel very good.
Yeah, but maybe they just want to go for a Sunyata play and get a huge card.
We go for Sunyata again. I mean, we got rid of... We're trying to proc Jet this turn? That is ambitious. Hold up. We need 2 more stacks on it. We play the Seed Box, and then we replace it with Yayoi. That will give us 5 stacks. And then we can burst the skill.
That will just give us 4 stacks right now, since you only replace 1.
You only replace 1.
You would need to play this Feather Fan before, but...
No, but then like...
I don't even know if it's worth it.
I don't think it's worth. If you play the Feather Fan, I believe it's +1 dice overall on that chat. I don't think that's worth it, like at all.
Yeah, they just decide to not go for this, and...
but like, because we don't proc Jet this turn, we should have just went for Burst into Libin. It was so much more consistent, and it was always going to get us value.
Yeah, but... Now... we have a huge turn maybe for SUC. They have so many cards and so many dice.
First Nature and Wisdom popped as well. I wonder what they're trying to draw for, because they already have a Jet, they already have a Gilded. Maybe you're trying to pull a Yayoi, maybe a Seed Box as well?
Yeah, let's see what they decide to throw away. The second
Nature and Wisdom. I believe it was... Yeah, Boar Princess, a Silver and Malus, as well as their Second Nature and Wisdom.
And they get Seed Dispensary Yayoi.
Okay, that is a 1.
Actually is pretty good. They also have a Gamblers now.
They also have Boar Princess, too, if they wanted to like get a +1 dice at some point. That will be a free Gilded. That is pretty nice, and Skill will draw even more cards. They also have Liar Song in play as well. This could be a pretty big turn. That Jet won't proc. There's not enough supports to replace. But they still have the Magic.
Yeah, they still have the Magic. Sadly, just no Hyper Magic.
But even still, I'm like this magic is more than enough to do a decent chunk into DUC's characters.
Yeah,
It'll
if
give
they
them,
want to, they might be able to just kill the Sucrose.
do they have enough dice for that? Maybe because of the follow-up summon.
Yeah, I mean, if they play this Boar Princess and this Liar Song, they will just be able to do 3 actions on Chongyun. So,
Oh, that's true. And then we can deny those 3 damage swirls for going down. Hold up. I think I see the vision.
yeah, but it might be pretty straightforward if they do go for it. So,
It is rather
We'll see.
ambitious. First action, there it is on the skill. And do DUC opt to swap back onto a Sino or like back to that Shenhe? If you swap
Yeah.
back to Shenhe, you guarantee that no matter what, she won't die. But then your opponent with 4 dice remaining could just choose to live and pass as well. It'll put them in a pretty good
most
position going to next
insane
round.
thing is they don't even need to do more actions. If they just swapped Candace and Skilled, they would have actually killed Sucrose end phase. This Sucrose would have taken the extra damage from the reaction because she was frozen.
Are you in danger?
Oh, a Vate Melt. Hold up. Or, I mean, like a Melt Shatter?
Yeah,
Yeah, you're right.
actually +2 damage on the Dea skill there.
And SUC decided to swap off that Chongyun. I don't know if I agree with that. I think we for sure could have just normal attacked and then swapped Candace as well. We would have had burst onto Chongyun. And that would have been likely our jet trigger off for our turn 3 hyper magic. That Sealy is really close to going off, which will give us our 4th stack. And depending on what supports SUC draws, it could very easily be like a 5, even a 6 stack double jet.
Yeah,
Crazy amounts of dice.
this Sucrose will do a lot of damage, but we need to see if they will actually get the dice to do like a turn 3 kill, because I think SUC will be able to get the kill round 3 if they just don't die this turn.
For sure. At this point, it is a race to 0 HP. Because SUC just drew a second Yayoi, which will be free because Dunyazard will discount her. And then because he has triple equip, like that second Gilded in hand will be a free equip as well. And the Boar Princess give you +1 dice. The Liar Song to pull it back give you even more. Your jet is guaranteed to go down. Like you have a second one in hand as well.
Yeah,
DUC
this
is
will
set up
be a
for-
lot of dice.
DUC is set up for a massive swirl, but the question is, do they have the dice to match SUC? Can they get their own jet to pop this turn? If they can't, they're going to be in big trouble.
Yeah, they have 3 draws from Sealy, but 0 the artifacts equipped right now, so the Gilded wouldn't even be free for them.
There is a Gilded now, but it is like that Gilded is going to get you net neutral dice because you don't have a 0 cost equip and it's only a single Yayoi. They do have that Covenant to extend their combo just a little bit more, and they do have Seedbox plus Dunyazard if they need to get that 5-stack jet, but just is it enough?
Yeah,
is the
but
question.
I think they need to try and get something from the Strategize. This Strategize should be something like a 0 cost artifact.
On the Judgment as well to deny the 4 and the Lie that's still in hand. That's going to really hurt.
Yeah, I don't know if they can actually go for 3 actions.
You're right, yeah. Even if they have a jet to proc, they would need to spend dice for that, and because they can't use those Gilded in hand, they might not have enough dice to finish this game off. On the other hand, SUC knows the opponent is running Covenant, so those 2 Liars are still active.
Yeah, this Covenant actually would have been better as a Judgment that would have been played, but
You know what?
I mean, they just drew it, so...
You know what's big brain from SUC? If they just replace their Dunyazard with their Yayoi, that's gonna put Jet onto 4 stacks. Sealy will like pop it by itself to give her 5. And then that way they don't need to gamble on drawing 2 more companions. to proc their jet. Let's see if they realize this. They're really
What's
thinking
wrong?
about it. Oh, their dice are
Are
also
you in
really
danger?
cringe. No power dice. I mean, you just swap back Candace anyway, so it doesn't really matter.
Yeah, they probably just rerolled all the pyro dice they needed.
You swap back Candace, like you deny that reaction, you utilize your Hydro dice that's already there. And DUC just sitting on that sucrose, no reactions left to give. What do we do? Because we can't use our board, we can't use our guild, we don't even have enough dice to proc our jet. This is really bad.
This liar, they can't even play it if they don't even have the artifact. So they needed to play Gilded now to actually go through the judgment if they want to play I haven't lost it or something.
Just Gilded for the dice
What's wrong?
fixing, which
in
it exists, I suppose. But how do we get that burst off? How do we get our jet stacks? I just don't believe it's possible.
Yeah, anything they do just loses them dice right now.
Everything is bad. I guess last ditch strategize, and then we swap Sino, let him tank the damage, and then maybe we could proc our jet next round, and that might be barely enough to win us the game.
Yeah, no, I don't think the jet next turn will do anything. I think they either win in 2 skills next round, or they just die anyway.
Ooh, not punished for not playing replacing the Dunyazard early. Draws into double companion, a triple companion. I mean, there's a Sealy too. Double companion plus Sealy.
Yeah, this will most likely just draw the entire rest of the deck, or do they even have any companions left in the deck?
I think that might actually be all their companions. Let me go double check their deck list. Yeah, I think they just drew all their companions. They played 2 Dunyazards, the second Yayois, their second Liban. They have one more jet in there. No. One jet's on the field. Never mind, that is everything. They put a Sealy earlier. That is all of their companions.
Yeah, so this Dune is not even gonna draw anything. It's just there for jet fodder now.
Yeah, just there to get replaced. Just there to stack us up to 6. That Candace deal is actually really smart as well. It passes the prio back onto DUC, knowing the fact that they don't have enough dice to go through 5 HP, which means they're perfectly happy just sitting on this Candace and forcing DUC to do something and anything, just put them in such a bad position.
And DUC thinking if they want to swap, deciding against it. And now let's just watch this beauty of getting infinite dice from 2.
Oh, Gilded replace. Oh, with the boar as well for the +1. Dunyazard coming out.
Yeah, already at 5 dice.
Yeah, the replacement Yayoi draws the Silver Maloose. Oh, we mulled that away if that came from Zenyatta.
Yeah, we got that from Zenyatta, and it's actually coming back.
I mean, it doesn't matter. We just replace one of our Dunyazard with our jet. Ah, there we go. 6 stack. Canvas burst to go burr.
We shall prevail.
Yeah.
There it is.
Whoops, we're at 8 dice again.
Whoa, that's crazy. And then we can just swap Chongyun here. We Liar back. What even does damage on swap? Well, it's gonna be an insta one-shot on Razor. We did tune our Gamblers turn 1, unfortunately, so we're not gonna get maximum dice.
Yeah, but skill burst is enough anyway, so...
There, yeah, first skill coming out. Don't even need the Liar. Oh, we get a second boar as well? Okay. Okay, buddy. I see how it is.
They can get so many dice.
Oh, not even gonna wait for their force board to run out. Doesn't even play the Liar. And Chongyun burst to finish the game. Great job to SUC.
Yeah. I mean, also, good job of DOC for actually putting up so much pressure right there. So it was really just well played by both, but this turn 3 with Judgment just really put the nail in the coffin. Just Judgment putting away any magic they could have.
Mm-hmm. I think like one of the problems we really had is just we saw this yesterday's game as well. Like when you're playing Sucrose plus character with no summon, it's really hard to get that reaction going. And because of that, it's really hard to start pressuring.
Yeah, they couldn't do anything after just skilling once. They needed to get them off Candace again, and just skilling for 3 damage without even any hyper magic it's just not worth it at some point there.
Mm-hmm. Instead of like playing for the reaction, it honestly might have just been more worth it to skill twice onto Shenhe. It's just swap to Sucrose, let her tank a bunch of stuff, and then spend a turn setting up your jet, and then going back and just bursting. Because like you did have Moon Piercer on her, right? If you burst on Shenhe, you will have that the extra crowd damage buff, and you
Yeah,
will also have your own Icy Quills. So you could have just gone Shenhe's solo carry.
yeah,
magic.
it's 5 damage skills, which is pretty huge. Instead of the 3 damage skills from Sucrose, might have been pretty good.
Granted, when the swirls came out, like they really hurt. I think it probably would have been better to just go Shenhe's solo carry, because you are playing a hyper magic deck and you are not running any of those fast swaps to really enable you to get those swirls going.
Yeah. Maybe next game they will try to go for a different strategy, or maybe just don't get judgmented and
True.
get those hyper magic stacks.
That judgment actually grieved so hard. And we do have an interview prepared. A member of SUC will come and give us their thoughts on their game, so please wait a bit. We're going to transition to a break while we get that set up. And we are back with Stupid Idiot from SUC.
Hello.
Yeah, then let's start with a question. Since we have seen you play Dea, Candace, and Chongyun, what is the thought process behind those 3 characters in the hyper magic deck, since they don't seem to be the standard hyper magic carries?
We had no better characters.
You know what? That's fair. That's fair, I guess. Regarding like your deck list in particular, I'm noticing like your Judgment instead of Covenant, and you're also running Nature and Wisdom. Is that like a reaction against trying to counter other hyper magic decks? And what's the idea behind the Dendro or Sumerez?
Sumerez is just the best card in the deck. If I could run Sumerez in standard hyper magic, I would. But the problem is you're forced to run super low quality characters to play it. Unfortunately, in this tournament, we're forced to run super low quality characters, so I might as well play it while we have it.
I see. And like, what were your thoughts going into the matchup with DUC? Was there anything you were looking forward to, like, to avoid, or anything to watch out for?
Oh yeah. Well, I actually put in the fast swap in the last second into the deck. It used to be one copy of Trungan Talent, specifically to beat Sucrose, just so I could get rid of Sucrose. And then we messed up the setup Trungan burst during that game anyways. It was a really chaotic VC, so it didn't end up mattering. But yeah, the Sucrose deck was one of the ones I was very scared of because force swap is almost impossible for us to deal with.
I see.
I mean, are there any other decks you're really scared of right now, or
Oh
do you
yeah,
think
the
it's-
Ashta deck. Because
Yeah.
they have Ashta. And also Freeze, which is
Oh.
annoying.
Oh, that's true, yeah. I mean, I guess
Yeah,
that's another reason for that fast swap to come in huge.
Yeah, you might be
Also-
even able to steal it.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
true. I mean, you did steal Sucrose and Genta. I think those would be pretty big.
Oh yeah, I need Sucrose. I was really hoping they would run Cube because I needed Cube for another deck, but oh well.
Oh, the sauce getting leaked, I see. But yeah,
I
thanks
was scared
for...
of the what was it? The Dory, Ganyu, Diona team.
Oh, that one did look pretty scary when we saw it
Because
on stream.
when I was looking over the decks when the decks were first revealed, it looked so bad, and then they won. They're 2-0 right now, and they beat a hyper like looking at their screenshot, they beat a hyper magic deck, a Linny Ashtaha deck, right before coming to the tournament. So
Yeah.
I'm now more scared of it.
Look, like, I saw that game on stream, I saw how it did, and like, all I'm gonna say is that Eulogy Diona is pretty scary.
They actually have an Electro Summon character. Cheating.
I mean, sometimes you just roll good. Well, thank you for coming here, thanks for sharing your thoughts. I'll let you wander back to your team, and good luck with the rest of the tournament.
Yeah, good luck in your matches.
So that was SI from Team SUC. We're going to that was our finishing match for round 2. So we're gonna hop into a little bit of a break to get things sorted for round 3 before we pop back with some more gameplay for you guys.
And we are back.
Indeed,
And
we are.
this time we have some familiar faces to show you, and it's gonna be a huge match this time.
Oh, what is it? Reveal it
Oh.
to me. Give me the sauce.
Well, you might want to steal some of this sauce for your own games, since we've seen one of the teams already last game.
Did we? Okay, now that's getting me even more excited. Give it to me straight. What do we got?
We got SUC versus Vin, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, okay. This is gonna be an interesting matchup, not just because of like the players involved, but also the matchup of the deck. We just interviewed SI earlier, and he was talking about how fast swaps is something he was like really worried about. And in Lynette, we have a force swap with that talent.
Yeah, I think turn priority on round 3 might be a really huge deal this time, since if you can't get this judgment off, you might just die to Fresh Wind and Lynette.
Another thing to consider as well is that Saruman and Lynette is a fairly aggressive deck. I wouldn't go so far as to call it like pure aggro, but it certainly does a lot of damage in turns 1 and 2. And Hyper Magic takes quite a bit to ramp up. So it's going to be a really cool battle between like Vin trying to pressure SUC and SUC trying to build up their companion supports, build up those jet stacks, and go for a big round.
Yeah, I think SUC won't have this gilded on very soon, and maybe then we'll actually have this opera proc for them, so this might be 1, 2, or 3 dice that they just have the edge over them.
Like that nature and wisdom is something as well. Because you're able to mull your hand if you don't draw the companions you want, it could help you accelerate your jet turn that much faster. And
Yeah.
that would be the difference maker against like such a fast deck like Saramona.
Yeah. Saramona with like all of those electro charge and crow feathers really just accelerates the game here.
And then like you add in the Tandoris and the Lynette talent, it just gets so much more threatening because your breakpoints are just so much less forgiving.
Yeah. This Dea, though, might be able to change some of that, and Candace, 2 shields, maybe they will make use of it, and maybe Candace will be the MVP.
Oh, that is true, you're correct. Like that Dea 7 will give them damage reduction, and Dea does give 2 shield on cast.
Oh,
We'll need to see if that's the difference maker. Starting with 2 Lynette talents in hand for Vin.
yeah.
You gotta be happy with that.
I mean, you don't want 2, but Lynette talent and Tandoris already?
With an opening opera as well.
Yeah. This just looks like they will completely go for round 3.
On the other hand, SUC's it's a little bit of a brick. I mean, Dunyazard and Celia are fine by themselves, but you would have preferred, if you have Dunyazard, you have another companion over the Sealy. I think it's probably still okay, though.
Yeah, they got decent dice at least, so they will be able to do something. And
I just feel like if you're SUC, ideally you would have like a Liven instead of a Sealy in your opening hand.
Yeah.
You know?
Liven always the best card, I think, if you have it in your opening with Hyper Magic. Just,
I mean, like,
yeah.
Liven is just good in general because you get to carry over 2 dice plus the draw. But in Hyper Magic specifically, it's just so amazing because you can replace for like a 0-cost companion to build jet stacks, and if he ever goes off, you get 2 dice, 2 cards, and also 1 stack towards jet. It's just such a carry in that deck.
Yeah, so much value. And we see that the Saramona Lynette actually threw away like all of their round 3 cards. They went for 4 round 1 and round 2. They didn't keep any of the Lynette talents or Fresh Wind.
I mean, it does make sense because those cards you want later on in the game, they don't really help you early on. So it kind of makes sense to mull them away to try to pull something good. They did get rewarded with it with that Willow and like a bunch of cards they could play for essentially 0 cost, right? That Opera, their opponent has no equips right now, so it is net neutral. They also have that library that they were going to play Fix Their Dice. Gets 1 Hydro, 1 Electro, which is exactly what they need for this turn. And then there's also the Willow as well, to like refill that hand.
Yeah, this opening seems so much more bearable for them than what SUC is on right now. They really have to think of how they can convert this.
Are you in danger?
Oh, I guess it's skill swap skill, the classic.
Yeah. I mean, skill swap skill is not what you want to do in Hyper Magic, but
Delved into destiny.
at least they didn't really need to tune.
Run them down.
Mm-hmm. And that the Candace skill we were talking about as well, like it eats the Mona hit to keep her that little bit more healthy. Let's see if that actually matters as we go into round 3, but it is something to note. That's cool that it happened.
Yeah, and Mona already at 5 HP, but
From the Vaporize, yes, but turn priority on the side of Vin, and there is an Electro and Hydro Aura. This could just be a fast swap skill on Alette. This will do big damage, like massive damage.
the free fast swap on Mona actually so good often. Just getting Prio and a fast swap means you can do a skill on any of the 3 characters.
I think this is partially why Mona has been such a consistent top tier character in competitive play, right? You have that fast swap, which means you're able to like really help guarantee your turn priority and also guarantee those reactions. On top of the fact that Mona has a summon, which means you're guaranteeing a reaction as long as you end first. It just makes her such a flexible character in all sorts of decks.
Yeah, and now we need to think of what SUC will actually respond to this, since the damage is coming through, and this is nothing to laugh at, since Swirl always does a lot of damage, and then with the reactions.
On top of that, it's piercing as well, so like it's unavoidable damage. This will go through shields, and you even get the extra Hydro on Chongyun, which it's probably going to be your main carry after you do get that Hyper Magic dice. Going to replace the Willow for the Sealy. Will be the skill. Oh, big damage.
They don't think they will get to actually go for 2 cards at the end of the round. Probably want to keep it.
I mean, it makes sense, because look at your cards in hand, Lotus, the Yayoi, like double Gamblers. You kind of don't want to tune any of that, and you don't want to play them either. After this, it's probably just going to be swap Sara's skill again. Is what I'm imagining, like just get those reactions reset. If they end on Chongyun, free EC. If they end on anyone else, it's free Aura for you to swirl again later, or maybe just react off with Mona. You're happy either way. The ball is in SUC's court though. What shall they do?
Yeah, they don't have that good of dice. Don't have any setup right now. So they could play Dunyazad and Yayoi, but they don't have any artifacts.
That's true. The cards in hand are kind of a brick as well. You can't do anything with these cards. There is still that Ancient Wisdom though, if there's like a certain card they want to get. But time is running out if you make a move soon. Sealy, okay, that's gonna help you draw into stuff. There's already 1 of 2 stacks as well. So that will be going off. Hopefully it draws them something good.
Yeah, and they really need something good.
There's a lot of things they could get, and a lot less things that they want. Oh, draws them another Yayoi. Okay. I'm not sure what we were hoping for there. Sunyata, okay. Okay. Rana's pretty good in this situation,
Rana
actually.
and Seed Dispensary is actually pretty good for them.
The Libin, too. Hold up.
Ooh.
The unfortunate thing, though... Actually, no.
Too easy.
Wait, you just Libin pass here. That's gotta be the play. There's no way you don't. With 0 dice remaining, there is 0 chance for Vin to have the dice to lethal Candace. And if you Libin, you can just get turn prio. You get to keep that Candace first, and if you draw into a Jet, plus a few more companions, you could easily stack her up to 6.
Yeah. This
Libin will
might be
get-
comeback time.
How Libin is gonna get 1 extra stack as well. This could be the break they needed. Corefather going into Sara as well is suboptimal for Vin. They would have much rather preferred that onto Lynette. There is the Jet we were talking about. There's a Dunyazar too to help discount her. And the Seed Box.
Yeah, so dice probably not gonna be an issue, but on the other side, they have 2 gamblers, so they might just be able to kill you before you can even get to use all of those dice.
They also have that offer as well. They will need to wait until it's their turn to proc, which does give SUC the chance to pre-equip that Gilded to
Yeah.
deny their opponent dice.
Also, they drew the judgment, so judgment will deny any of this funny stuff that might just happen.
Currently, it is only just Lotus. They do have the Lyre Song, but no artifacts to play off of, so most likely won't get used this turn. There's a Yayoi in hand as well if they do manage to draw into Guild. That will be quite nice. 0 cost Kavarina as well to further reduce the cost. It
What
all
do they
depends on what
even
their
want?
second Sealy gets.
Yeah, but what do they even not want in this hand? Maybe 1 boar, but
I think get rid of the second boar. I think you want most everything else because you want that Seed Box plus Dunyazar to help you get your jet stacks, and you also want to keep that Gilded for sure. Mulling away the Gamblers, I don't know if I agree with that. I think you for sure almost guaranteed to get value off that Gamblers this turn with how much dice you have available.
yeah. Okay, 2 0-cost artifacts are pretty good, since now only 1 Yayoi will be used if you play your Gilded.
Will be the board coming out. Are they gonna just play double 0 cost into Gilded replace and just burst? Or perhaps just skilling instead? I mean, Vin does have a fast swap they need to worry about, so they might also choose to play Judgment to deny that possibility. Of course, we know they don't have it now, but that is a very real threat SQC needs to worry about.
Yeah, fast swap always to worry about, but if they just have the judgment, they don't have to worry about it.
True.
And people started playing Catherine to play around judgment, but
Oh, they draw into the second jet. It's actually massive. Hold
that's
up.
huge.
Whoa. Whoa.
That's
wow.
so much
And
dice.
the Judgment on top of that as well.
Hear my prayer.
This has got to be SUC's game to lose. Look at how much dice that is.
Yeah,
Well, how do you even respond to that?
yeah, I don't know. And they have a fast swap and 3 cards from the Sealy as well.
Yeah, it will just be a 0 cost to start out. Funny thing is here, because of that Dea Shield, there's still 1 turn left on that summon. Candace will live on 1 HP from the Mona skill. You're just gonna sit here and not worry about anything. Just normal attack again and again and again and again. You even have that fast up if you want to swap Chong for whatever reason. I mean, Mona always dies to 2 attacks, so there's no reason to swap. Actually, wait, no, there is. You can one-shot Mona if you want to, but I don't think you really care about that. Will just be the skill for now.
Candace skill, actually, they just think, hey, they can't really kill me here, since they're under judgment, so might as
Yeah.
well need them to make an action.
And the Mona fast swap actually working against them as well. Because it's like they really want to swap Lynette here, force a smack, but if they want to do that, let's swap Sora first and then go to Lynette, which would waste one more dice. They can still do it, they have the Gamblers, so Lynette will always get 2 actions here. And like Lynette will always lethal Candace if they decide to go for that play, but no, we'll just be the Mona skill,
They
reset the
go
Hydra
for a
come in.
skill.
I kind of disagree with that. I think it would have been much better if we swapped Lynette, and then Gambler skilled. I think that would have gotten us much more value, but the boar, hold up.
This
No.
board probably not going to use, but
No, we have exactly 3 event cards in hand, and Judgment has exactly 3 stacks.
yeah, but they have like Seed with Yayoi and Gilded plus a 0-cost artifact, so that's just plus 2 dice.
That is true. That will be more dice to work with, but will it matter? Because you still have to get through this Candace.
They might get something done with swapping Lynette and killing with Gamblers.
They could for sure. That C-Box will give you free Gamblers as well if you want it.
Yeah, they're probably gonna use it for Gamblers. Oh no, they're using it for Yayoi.
I mean, either way, it's plus 2 dice.
Yeah,
I mean, Gamblers could be plus 4, but I don't believe you have enough dice for it to happen to be
They-
plus 4.
they want to use the Gilded now.
Oh, you
So-
play the Gamblers for 0, and then you play
Yeah.
the Gilded after, because you would discount that after. That's actually so smart.
Yeah, they even proc the Opera.
Yeah,
Since
because you have more
yeah.
books now.
yeah, and now you have actually so many dice.
You have 6, that's enough to skill twice. First hit. And then now SUC needs to worry about a Lynette talent. Or not. I mean, 6 HP, you live on 1 if they have a Lynette talent.
Yeah.
They don't have enough dice to Tandoori's. The freeze as well, to completely just deny that as an option. And now with 3 dice remaining, our main carry frozen. We don't even have to swap and skill again. We can't swap either, because both our characters will die to 1 hit. But we
Yeah,
also can't stay to Lynette, because she dies to 2. We can't even play Lotus,
yeah.
because there's still Judgment.
Chongyun able to do 3 attacks as well, so that looks so much damage, and you might as well just die end phase.
I don't think there's a way for Vin to stop this. It just looks so impossible. You're guaranteed to lose at least 1 character.
Yeah, now
It's-
you also have Gamblers you need to worry about having so many dice.
I think this really just shows like why Hyper Magic is so scary. 1 second you're losing, and then you play 30 companions, and suddenly you have infinite dice.
Yeah, it was such a rough start, but they just got double jet and just went through.
They got double jet, and they started hitting. Like, well, what else can you do? The Gambler's coming out as well. Oh, punch.
I willingly.
That's 1 character down. The Gambler's reset. Forced to end, 2 dice remaining. Like, still under judgment, nothing we can do. Normal attack again. Now we have burst. We're gonna reset our Gamblers.
Yeah,
Oh,
we don't even need to kill end phase, and we just burst and
the burst for the finish. The
Yeah.
big funny button.
Whence you came?
there we go. We see the Chongyun animation, and congrats!
Yes, congratulations for SUC for winning once again. That was a really impressive showing for them. It looked like they were on the back foot for so much of the early game, and then they got their combo off.
Yeah, this double jet really helped. And I mean, they had so little at the start, but I think this Sumeres actually might be a game changer for them.
Yeah, it actually went so huge. One of the main problems of Hyper Magic is you need to draw into your Hyper Magic, especially if you're not playing Seahorse or like if you're not playing Kiara. you don't have as much draw as other decks, because you're not running the strategize most of the time. And like the fact that you do have that nature and wisdom just lets you try to mull for the cards you want more often. I think that's just so huge. Yeah, do we... On the other hand, though, it's just Vin, their aggro, the superconduct, or not superconduct, sorry, electrocharge, the swirls, not enough to bring them over the finish line, not able to stop the hyper magic in time. Really unfortunate that they weren't able to do it, but still, SUC played better on the day, and so they won. I think that's going to be our last game for round 3, so we're gonna hop into a really short break to set things up for round 4. We'll be back at you soon. And we're back for round 4. We're gonna hop into our game soon, but I guess it's time to reveal our featured match. It's going to be between WEG and Vin.
Yeah, WEG we haven't seen yet, and
Yeah,
we
this will be
might just look at them real quick.
this will be WEG's first time on the streams. Let's take a look at their player card.
Yeah, we have Winter First. Their Discord username is just a Taylor Swift song. And they've been just 3-2ing. I mean, 3-2ing seems to be a common theme in Group B, huh?
I mean, like 3-2 is above 50% win rate, so I think you just take that. Next up is their team leader Grim, who says, "My block was used to film for a TV series once." Honestly, that's pretty cool. You get to brag about that. It's a pretty sick brag. They've been doing 2-3 in the weeklies, but that may change after 2.5. So hopefully they did do a lot better. We can check in at GITCG later on if he did.
Yeah, and last but not least, we have Alan Jonas with a pretty good quote. He hasn't met someone that spoke Spanish in TCG. Well, anyone that speaks Spanish? Well, we might have some people here, huh?
Yeah, if you speak Spanish, type it in the chat.
Yeah.
Maybe we can introduce him to some.
Yeah, and they played in Castle Gathering in season 1 and 2 of 2024. So,
Oh, I mean, hey, CDG has like quite a few good players, so I'm sure he'll do well as we go into the tournament. Let's take a look at their opponent in Vin. We already saw them, so we're not gonna spend too long on this, but just a refresher on who their players are.
yeah, we have our Koji and TDN Megane again. So, it's pretty stacked roster. Let's see how they fare up against it.
Let's take a look at our head-to-head for the deck, though, because that's going to be the main thing we're taking a look at on stream. We saw Vin a few times running that Saruman and Lynette deck. Like, it's just really solid overall. Lots of early aggro potential, lots of early reaction damage. And WG side running something a little bit different. What do you think about this, Benzu?
Yeah, they're just playing like Raiden Kazuha and the Eremite, and they've been actually cutting hard and are playing a new card which just reduces skill dice if they just leave on a character for 1 round. But
oh, the Golden Troop, you're right.
yeah,
I wonder how that's gonna work. Because you don't really want it on Raiden. Because you're gonna put it on either Kazu or Uramite, who do 3 damage skills. But those are the characters are probably gonna be ending on, right? Because Kazu's gonna swap you off. And you kind of don't want to always spend the extra dice to end on Raiden. That's gonna be really interesting. But they
Yeah.
are playing Lumenstone. So that is gonna help them a lot round 1.
yeah, but with the
The campaign begins.
Kazuha on the left of Eremite, you might just get the energy on Eremite for free.
Oh, that's true, right? Because like after you skill on Kazu, it will swap you into the Uramite, which will like increase the odds of the opponent smacking her twice to give you that free summon, and then like you get those overloads and phase as well. And Uramite summon also gives her damage reduction too, which could come in clutch.
Yeah,
Early game-
we see double Lumenstone.
Sealy, Dunn, and Liben. This early game
Yeah.
start could be pretty correct. They'll just need to make sure they math it out correctly.
Yeah,
I think the ideal start would probably be skill and Lyman swap Kazuha, and then Lumenstone. No, but they don't have enough dice for that. It's pass on 5. I don't think.
I mean, you want to use your Lumenstone round 1. So
You do, yes. That's why you play this card. Is that where it's strongest? But you also really want to end Kazuha, right? Because the opponent has Mona, so you need to end on Kazuha with turn priority in order to guarantee a swirl, which I feel like would be quite important to your game plan overall.
yeah, but they might just go for like something, maybe double Human Stone?
Double Lumen Stone. I mean, you could play. No, what?
Yeah, decide to go for one.
Yeah, it's had to go for one only. I mean, if you did do that, you could double Lumen Stone and then done Libin Steely and then skill pass on 3, go into next round. The only issue with that though is that the opponent has a very easy time denying reactions because you're not ending on Kazuha. That is my one issue with any Lumen Stone plays.
Yeah.
Oh, getting lucky, drawing to a second Dunyazard. That will be a Lumen Stone proc for the side of WEG.
Yeah, they will be able to even proc Libin if they want to. They can just skill and proc Libin as well.
That's true. But still, if they do that, they're staying on Raiden, which means they will eat 2 ECs, and it also means they're kind of denying themselves their own reaction by not ending on Kazuha, which means the opponent can just swap off, and because Raiden only applies 1 instance of electro damage at
There
end
is
phase,
no escape.
they'll be forced to swap onto Uramite, perhaps earlier than they would like.
Yeah, but they might just also maybe get the plan of Finn pretty bad since they don't get any swirls.
Flash.
And if they just swap Mona and skill, if you swap Kazuha next turn, you might have to swap off just to deny them the direction.
That is something to consider, yeah, but it is back on our turn. We do have 3 dice. We could just pass on Libin. It does look pretty tempting.
Yeah.
We don't really have anything else we want to do right now. Yeah, we will just pass. It is the most optimal thing that we do. We do deny ourselves that reaction, but I don't think there was a better play in mind.
Yeah, I think the Lumen Stone's probably not gonna get played next round. Maybe there's a chance, but this support zone is pretty full, and you want to fill your Celia as well, so where's the space for the Lumen Stone now?
Oh, that's true. I mean, yeah, you're right. I guess a better play would have been to double Lumen Stone and then done Lyman Sealy.
I mean, 1 Lumen Stone is already pretty good. Over 3 rounds, it's 2 dice for 3 dice and 3 draws, so what else do you want?
I suppose the only caveat though is that you do need to keep playing those support cards, or just cards in general actually. You'll need to make sure to keep your hand topped up. And that lineman is something that's going to help out with that. Oh, giving 2 0 costs as well.
Yeah, you're probably not playing the Boar Princess this turn, but maybe you draw some other 0 cost cards, or maybe some support cards. These dudes really want some.
I think what WEG want the most right now is this fast swap. Doesn't get it, unfortunately, because they really did want to stroll off Kazuha. I guess like the slow swap is okay as well. I don't think going for Riding Burst is worth it, like, because Uramite already gives herself energy, and Kazuha Burst isn't the highest value thing in this deck right now, so I think just slow swap Kazuha and like into skill or something is fine as well.
Yeah. Okay, we see double Opera Eclipse, and you can play both with Seed Dispensary, so this will be huge.
Yeah, that'll be a free +2 dice, and because Vin already played the Gilded, there is no way that WEG will be able to deny them their operas.
Yeah, I mean, they have pretty bad dice, only rolling like 2 usables, but the operas and Liar will probably make up for it.
Going into the Aram, I actually kind of don't like this play, because this just allows Vin to just skill on Mona for free. It, because like after you skill here, right? You cleanse the Electro Orb from Mona, and then like after that you burst. I mean, it's still okay because skill burst skill is perfectly fine. You do a lot of damage. You're gonna get overload end phase as well, but I feel like there were better options. If you're expecting them to Mona skill, it would have been much better to swap Kazuha and swirl that Electro. Would have given you a lot more things to react off
Shadows
this
of
turn.
Yeah, they get the energy, but this is probably not a round 2 deck, since they don't even have any jets here.
If they do skill, they're going to overload into Lynette as well. They need to worry about things like Sack Sword and Tandoori's. Otherwise, you're not getting your burst off. And like that's why the double EC like in turn 1 is just so scary. It does wonders for your breakpoints.
Yeah.
Okay, we're gonna lyre that back. Oh, and we can play the Gilded. Okay, yeah, we got some draw off that as well. Okay, this is actually pretty smart.
Yeah. Do they actually want to do something round 2 here?
What we could do if we wanted to is we could replace Golden Troop back onto the Lore Master, and then we could Boar Princess into Gilded. The fast swap. Okay, we get our second Gilded.
Sounds good to me.
Swap to Kazuha. Okay, here's the swirl we were talking about.
But this just opens up for some Lynette swirl action again.
Once again, this like doesn't really stop Lynette from leafling if there is a Sack Sword, if there is a Tandoori's. So I guess they're just comfortable sacrificing Lore Master. There goes the Lynette. Obviously, we know they don't have it. They don't have any of no Tandoori's, no Sack Sword, but it was a threat that they could have had. I think not playing around it was a bit of a misplay. There's a skill coming out, 3 damage.
Yeah, and they might just skill on Sarah if they get overloaded.
I mean,
It seems to be all going like that.
I think skilling on Sarah is fine because you get your own skill burst, right? And then you tank all the summons, and then you can just Kazuha solo to end it. But we're gonna get rid of the Lumen Zone. There's a Catherine and Tenchu, not really what you want right now, but you can place that Sealy. It's probably what you're gonna do. I think if you're WEG, what we're doing right now is we get our Ermite burst, we get that double summon on the field, and then we just try to lower the characters in range for something like a Kazuha solo or something, because we can sack Raiden right now. She already has her summon down. Her burst doesn't do anything for our team, so I think we're perfectly happy just letting her be a damage sponge. As long as we get double summons down, as long as we start threatening those overloads, there is still a way back into the game.
Yeah, but now we also need to be careful that we just don't get overrun round 3, since this is not looking good. These 2 Duns are not really doing anything right now.
We didn't draw into our Jets, so like they're just not really helping right now. We didn't draw into our Yayois either, which is a bit unlucky.
Yeah, we get 2 dice from the artifacts next round, but also only if we skill, so... Do we really want to skill on Raiden again?
It's interesting that they swap back to Kazuha as well, because like of course you do have the Gilded, so if you skill on him and get that reaction, you do get the draw. But I think it would have probably been better to just get the summon down on Uramite. Because you need to wait until end phase to get value off of it, the longer you wait to get that down, the less damage it's actually going to deal.
Yeah. Now we see Lynette's skill, and this Kazuha is pretty low already, and not even talking about the Aramite and Raiden Shogun on 2 HP.
Everyone is just so low. That Lynette absolutely hurts.
Yeah.
And the characters being lowered down as well from those continuous ECs to bring them to these very low breakpoints is also quite hard to deal with. You could still do a pretty decent turn here. I don't think I agree with that, Catherine. Drawing into a Timaeus, I don't think that's going to help us. The only cards we can draw into right now, I think, are Gilded and
One with
a 1-cost Cavarina. or 0-cost Copperina, I'm sorry. We just skill again. I think the play here is we boar Princess, and then we place our double. We boar Princess, and then we replace the artifact on Kazuha with the Golden Troop, or we can just replace. Replace the Golden Troop, get 3 dice, and then we skill.
Yeah, we really need to kill this Lionette here, otherwise we're probably just doomed. But
I mean,
even
like,
if we kill her,
it still looks bad because like Mona is 1 off first, and then no matter who we go to, like Sar will lower us to 1 HP as well. The Lynette is gone, but the threat isn't over yet. Lore Master's gonna go down the Sark's turn to an EC. Raiden's being brought down to 1 HP as well.
Lynette already done so much damage that Sarah can probably just clean up alone.
And like the Mona is 1 energy off first too, right? Like if Vin draws into their I haven't lost it. Oh, actually they're not running 1. Never mind. There's the Crow Feather as well on the Mona to like increase her skill damage to 2. Oh, the Gambler's in hand as well.
Yeah. Okay. So a good thing for that, for WEG is that Vin actually has not that great of dice, but well, now the dice look way better.
The dice suddenly don't look too bad. Oh, and that Gilded plus Gamblers is going to allow them to like make use of the Opera dice as well. So many Ami, so many Hydro, and I think this is just over at this point. Because if you go Kazuha and skill, right, like you swap right back to Ryan and you give Sara that 3 Gamblers value with that piercing damage.
Yeah.
But like, if you burst on Kazuha, it's still not ideal, because then they just skill swap Mona, and then like no matter what you do, your characters die end phase.
Yeah, it seems like you're always dead 2 attacks. You can't avoid the EC reaction anyway there.
Like the only way you live, like until 1 more action, is if you burst. So I think if you are WEG here, we tried to get our jet off, because if we don't do it now, we never will. I mean, we can also just normal attack, let our Sealy draw, and then just pray we draw into some seed boxes or something.
Yeah, I think we really need to hope for my Mare of Zenyatta. That might be our chance to win this if we somehow get like a Lotus.
We're just playing cards right now to trigger the Lumen Stone, which I think is fine. We're gonna play the Jet anyways, right? So we place the Gilded back. That'll be 2 stacks for Lumen Stone, and we play the Jet over the Catherine because we don't really want to swap to Raiden right now. They'll draw something, and then if like our Jet gets enough dice or enough stacks off replacing Catherine, we can burst. If not, we just normal attack, and then maybe we draw something good.
Oh, playing Timaeus to draw maybe some more cards. Maybe just spin out the deck.
Yeah, that will be a second Gilded as well. And because we played live earlier, like with the reduction, it is free thanks to Timaeus. Fast swap as well, not what we wanted. I don't think we really want to go to Raiden right now. Not ideal.
Going to Raiden just gives them a free EC.
The question right now, though, is do we play the Jet? We are playing the Jet. 5 stacks, we could burst.
5 stacks? Actually getting the 6 stack off the Sealy there. So
yeah, because how Order of Operations works, that will be 6 stacks. Covenant as well. I don't think we can do anything with it right now. Oh, there's the second Jet. There's the second Jet as well. We should have probably normal attacked before he procced it. A little unfortunate. Just normal attack from Sara. That should be game. Just normal. Kazuha doesn't have enough damage to kill in 1 attack. Just 1 damage off.
Now, pray for Zenyatta, I think, right?
No matter what you get from Zenyatta, though, it just doesn't matter. You need some type of food to stand a chance.
Yeah, that's why we pray for our Mare, and then we hope.
We pray for Mimere to draw us into Lotus.
Yeah.
I mean, it is our only chance, to be fair.
Ah.
Didn't happen. That's unfortunate.
Yeah, so this gamblers actually will come and play then to get the 1 extra dice, so
5 dice remaining, we attack, like gamblers will refresh, give us 4. And then after that, it's just over because we attack again, and WEG just not enough health to win.
yeah. We see that even though they have so many dice here, they just can't make it work since...
There's all the dice in the world, but just not the HP to match. The game will go to Vin with like an excellent job pressuring with early ECs.
Yeah. Making sure that even though they had all the setup in the end, the characters were just way too low and the damage was way too spread out, so even if they killed the Lynette, the Sarah could just almost one-shot everyone.
And I think that's the difference between like this game and the one they played against SUC the last game. Because like SUC had some sustain tools, like with the Canvas and with the Day as well, they were able to avoid those breakpoints for that much longer. Whereas this deck, it's just full aggro all the time. And because you don't have those defensive tools, you're able to get chipped down so much faster by Vin.
Yeah, I think the EC really is pretty good with a lot of decks that just don't run any sustain. And even though the normal meta right now doesn't run any sustain, with all those characters here, people just don't run sustain, but some characters do. And some teams just feel the need to run a bit of sustain to actually clutch out those moments.
Yeah, like when it's built into your character, like it just does so much like work for you in order to avoid those breakpoints off the opponent. But like I think that match also showed us the fear of hyper magic, right? Like despite being in a losing situation, WEG were still able to just pull out so much dice.
Yeah, I think if you're on the side of Vin, you can never really see that maybe they have like 10 extra dice and are able to do stuff, so you're always on the edge of your seat and hoping they just don't have it.
You can just never relax against hyper magic because they can pull something out at any moment. But like with that though, that is all our games for round 4. We are going to take a short break before we move into round 5, but we're gonna finish it off when we come back with our final round of jaw-dropping gameplay.
Yeah, let's see who will pull through and who will qualify.
Yeah, we'll see you then.
See ya.
And we are back for round 5. This will be our last round for Group B, so thank you for everyone who's stayed so far. I know it has been quite a long ride, but Binzu, whose game are we watching this time?
Huh. You know, why don't we just let us feel surprised? Honestly, I haven't seen one team in particular.
Alright, well, I mean, the surprises are good. Just like in gambling, you'll never know if you win your 50-50 or not. Take
Yeah.
a look at the team. It is KAER, the team hailing from China, playing Ajdaha Hyper Magic.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, there's no information.
Yeah, I was really excited for this deck since it's like Kea, Mirror Maiden, and Ashtaha. That's a pretty, let's just say, weird combination. Like, I haven't seen it at all, but somehow they probably made it work.
I think like any deck in Ajda you could just make work because of how strong Hyper Magic is and how his talent gives him dice, but enough about them. What about their opponent? Who are they up against?
Oh, it's WEG again.
Also playing Hyper Magic. We kind of talked about this earlier, but in Hyper Magic, it's kind of just a race to 0 HP as soon as you get your stuff down. Like, whoever gets the dice first usually dominates.
Yeah, but don't forget, they're playing up against Freeze, so they might just get frozen on their really important character.
On the other hand, though, KER is also playing against Overload, right? So do you have the Running,
Yeah.
do you have the Eremite, and KER is not running any type of fast swap, whereas WEG is. So we'll need to see how that dynamic plays into the game.
Oh yeah, double fast swap. Oh, that really allows them to just, if they get frozen, why not just quick swap?
Looks like the game has already started, so we're gonna hop in as soon as we can. Of course, we're gonna miss a bit of the turn 1, maybe like some of turn 2 as well, but I'm sure it's still gonna be interesting.
I
You know,
mean,
who? Whoa.
yeah. It looks
Oh.
like the turn 1 was just a full ramp on one side, and okay, this was a normal attack on Mirror Maiden.
Yeah,
They
normal
seem to
attack on
have
Mirror Maiden,
dice.
and then a skill on Ajda. I guess the dice really were just cringe. But the start on Team WEG is much better than last turn. They did the Lumenstone into Liben into Swap Cosmo, which is what we were talking about. This way you get Lumenstone for later, you get your Liben for the round 2, and you also get your Swirl. That's actually
Yeah.
so big.
On the other side, they do actually have double Liar and Gilded. This might be able to just do something turn 2 if they get some lucky draws from like maybe Gilded.
The thing is, though, we don't really have a zero cost. Actually, that might be a zero cost on Ashta. I'm not really sure what it is. But round 2 isn't where you're really looking to go in. I think it's kind of wasted. I think you would much rather prefer just charging up that final bit of energy on Ajda and then playing Liben for turn 3 instead. But dice.
Yeah.
Oh no. I mean, you can Electro Skill on Ajda, so it's probably fine.
Yeah, that's probably good. You also have Liben and Sealy, so that's pretty nice, but you must give up like all of your turn 2.
You know, Chang is. I want to point out that Chang in their deck, right? I don't think it's ever going off. Early on in Hyper Magic, people were playing that card because he was a zero cost support that you can just replace for Jet Stacks. But as Hyper Magic got refined, he was kind of falling out of favor. Like, I know, Binz, you were playing during that time. You give me insight on that?
Yeah, I mean, Chang is also still being played, but it's only like a one-off, really, since it often doesn't proc. Like you don't often do the reactions that early, and just to strategize, even though you use the 1 dice for it, just immediately 2 draws are often just way better than waiting like 5 turns to just get 2 dice.
So it's like a consistency
Draws, yeah.
thing. Okay,
Yeah.
I see.
Also,
Hermite getting that energy as well.
yeah, also often the reason why you play Chang is like Linny, and in this format, I don't think teams will have access to Linny like very often.
I think there was only one team total that had Linny. Actually, no, Linny might have been one of the characters that weren't there at all, along with Nahida.
Yeah, it's pretty bad then. Like, Chang not often procced, although might be able to get him on 2 soon.
To swap back to Kazuha, this is
Yeah,
this is something I was criticizing WEG for last game. It's that like they're not going for the double summon, which I believe is what your game plan is, right? Like you have the swirls, like you have that free energy from the Eremite. Why don't you just go for it? You apply that power, you get that summon, you get the overload's end phase. You can just apply so much more pressure on your opponent than Kazuha solo, especially considering you have to spend the dice to swap back onto him as well.
I think more of right now it was going to be a double like overload swirl, which would have been huge damage, but they just decided it was not worth it to give Ashtaha the infusion and potential burst on Eremite, or they could have also just skilled for 1 more dice.
That was an option as well. It will be the plunge attack as well. I'm going to reapply that Electro. They still do have the option to go for the overload, and if they do that, they'll have 2 characters with burst ready. So that Jet in hand is going to have a lot of options on who to proc it on next turn. Always nice to have flexibility. And this Ajta, you really don't want to stay on him now.
Yeah, staying here, you just risk of getting like some Ashtahar losing it early, and then what are you gonna do? Like freezing on Kaya Mermaid is not the best thing you could do. I think Ashta is one of your best characters, or the best character here.
No, like 100%. Like you need Ajta on field to get that talent, and you like Ajta Burst is far more useful than the other 2. And he also has like his infusion to get even more dice. Like you need to keep Ajta alive. He is your win condition. Going to burst early.
Well,
I don't know
this team seemed to not agree with you.
Yeah, I mean, look, this is where WEG punish. Like, Seedbox Gambler's Burst. And then, no matter what you do, we're going to get a free overload with Eremite, potentially even a burst off as well.
Yeah, I think they just want to go for something like Kaya's skill and maybe something like another skill and hope for some good draws.
And if they're gonna pre-place a Gilded onto the Eremite, not sure if I agree with that. They could have done that after they bursted on Kazuha. If I remember correctly, Kazuha Burst does do 3 base.
Yeah, it's just like a skill, but it actually has a summon attached to it, which is pretty nice.
And also will absorb the Electro as well. It does have that absorption mechanic, just like Sucrose summon.
Yeah, although it might just absorb the cryo.
Oh, I don't think it will. They are playing Seedbox as well. Are they trying to get Jet off this round? They got 2 0 costs of companions as well. Hold up. I think they can only play 1 though, because they need to tune 1 to burst on Kazuha, because they did play that Gilded on Eremite, and the nerf of no longer giving 1 Omni, like really showing its ugly head here.
Yeah, probably going to choose to play the Vanarana, since saving dice, honestly, always good. Maybe they're not even going to play Jet, since they maybe just don't need it.
I mean, you can get double skill this round no matter what, thanks to that Gamblers, but I think if you are able to play that Jet, you really would like to have her, but it will be the skill instead of the burst. We're going to save that for later. This will switch us back to the Eremite. And what do we do here
Yeah.
for KER?
Yeah, the breakburns are not looking good. You can kill Eremite with 2 attacks, but this Kazuha, he's going to be at 1 HP, and you always need 1 more skill to kill him.
And because you they're gonna swap to Eremite, you're gonna cleanse an Electro as well, right? Which means that you need to reapply some type of piercing damage, but you can't with just Cryo and Hydra on the field. You can't get that piercing damage to lethal Kazuha, so he's gonna be a constant thorn in your side for the rest of this game going forward.
Yeah, Kazuha with all those 3 damage skill, burst, NA, it's just annoying, but...
Oh, the piercing damage as well is also going to proc the opponent's Chang. That's going to be even more draw.
Yeah.
And depending on what we get, we could reasonably... No, we don't have enough dice out. We need 6. Okay,
Yeah.
Jet's going to proc next turn, but I think if we just skill here, it's perfectly fine, right? Because we overload onto that Mirror Maiden with the Pyro. And then...
Yeah.
Oh, because Mirror Maiden's going does 2 damage now. We get to burst as well next turn, unless they have a fast flip back onto Kaya.
Yeah, they will probably go for something
Can we also draw a Liar?
Covenant?
We can Liar that Gilded back and play it again to give it to burst. And then Kat goes down end phase as well. It's gonna be solo Mirror Maiden against the world.
Yeah.
I don't think she can do it. This is
Yeah.
so bad.
Now, every single action on Mirror Maiden just hurts. Killing on Mirror Maiden,
Ready when you are.
leaving a character at 1 HP, that's not good for them.
I think Eremite Burst does 2 on cast, so it should be buffed to 3 damage thanks to the Eyes Story Judgment from Raiden. Either way though, you could still just lethal Kyle with a skill. I do think you go for it no matter what, because
Yeah.
solo Mirror Maiden is actually just so bad.
Yeah, you probably just go for a burst here. You can even think about if you want to tune the Jet to just get Gambler's value. Oh no, it wasn't even a Gambler's on her. Right, it wasn't
Yeah, it was
Kazuha.
Yeah, it will just be burst. You have 3 damage burst, buffed by
Yeah.
the Raiden summon. You get the shield as well on the Eremite.
Yeah, it's probably not gonna do much, but just having the shield is pretty nice.
I mean, the Covenant, the Covenant Gilded on the side of KER will let Mirror Maiden get 1 extra attack.
Yeah,
But then what?
is it enough?
After you do that, what happens? Because the opponent will have turn priority, and the next time they just skill again, right? And they always have 2 actions, and Mirror Maiden always dies in 2 actions.
Yeah, you can't even proc Liben, so you're kind of just hoping to get something.
Oh, we play to strategize as well, trying to just dig for something to get us out of this situation, not finding it.
Maybe the Zenyatta. Maybe it will give us my mare.
Maybe. Oh, we're gonna send you out of the live in. Nope, that's not what we wanted. Okay, go next.
Well, let's hope there's a next.
Hopefully there's a next for them. We're going to reveal which teams qualified in Group B at the end of this stream, so do stay tuned for that. But for now, the game continues. KER desperately searching for an out.
Yeah. They're thinking maybe this War Princess, maybe this skill can actually do something, but it's gonna be 4 damage end phase, and Mirror Maiden at 4 HP is not something where you want to be at.
For sure. Especially considering that that Eremite is going to live as well, which means they get to apply another instance of Pyro. And like the Kazuha plunging attack
Yeah.
with the Electro Infusion as well should be more than enough to finish the game.
Yeah, even Lotus wouldn't even save them.
Just playing everything in hand now, just trying to get something done, but we're still short on dice. Like Eremite still lives.
Yeah, another strat, but this strat probably not gonna do much.
It'll let us dig a little bit deeper, but that is about it. End phase is actually gonna hurt so bad. Strategize. What did we pull? SSK. I mean,
So much draw, but
just nowhere to use it.
yeah,
No
there's
dice remaining.
probably no answer in the deck.
Just no dice remaining, no health remaining as well. Like no characters left alive. What can we do? The Sand King will draw us one extra card, but what does that give us? The Board Prince will give us one extra dice as well. It's a Sealy, but I don't think we have enough actions to make use out of it. And Mono Hydra as well, so Sand King, you can't even get the extra draw from doing reactions. I'd probably just, you replace the Gamblers and then you pass with your one dice remaining. You're not going to get much use of anything else right now. Just replacing Companions for Jet if it ever comes up. Hopefully it does come up. There's a Sealy.
Yeah, let's just hope we get to see some cool Jet action at least.
And
Some high dice.
Some type of miracle play to bail them out, but I don't think it's possible. You're always dead to 2 action. I mean, there's a Jet. I haven't lost it coming a turn late, which is really unfortunate.
This I haven't lost yet. Would have been great. Like, if they just could have, like, I haven't lost yet with Jet, they might be able to get some dice and maybe even, like, kill 2 characters there, and that might have been enough.
It would have potentially been possible, but like it just came up a bit too late. WEG with the turn priority now on the Eremite. Dice looking a bit cringe, as some would call it, but should still be more than enough to finish the game off. Here we go. The boar into the gilded replace. There's the skill. Down to just 1 HP.
1 HP, and if you kill, you die to Kazuha. If you don't kill,
you die
still
anyways. Gambler's coming out. If we get the Jet as well, let's see if we can get as much dice as possible. Aw, no Jet.
Yeah.
They know it's over. 1 HP remaining. Kazuha with the Electrofusion. Pyro Aura on the Mirror Maiden. All the dice in the world, but not enough HP to use it. It will be WEG who takes the win in round 5.
Yeah, congrats to them. And, well, we will see how the teams played out.
I think that was like a really interesting match for Hyper Magic. I think it was your standard like setup and then race to whoever can get the most dice as fast as possible, and then who can use that dice to bring their opponent to 0 HP first.
Yeah, we saw that one team just had way more of like reactions, like this Kazuha with skilling and like swirling electro actually made so much more damage than just Ashtaha and like Kaya just skilling. So
Like Ashta's able to do a lot of damage because he's able to absorb other elements, which means he's able to get like the constant +1s from skill, and like his burst being able to like take those absorptions and to convert them into damage as well makes him really threatening. But the issue is you need to have the dice to do it, and KAER just wasn't able to get to that point in time.
yeah, I mean, they might have been able to do it in some games, but this game they just didn't have like any dice at the turn 2 and turn 3.
It's just so unfortunate that they weren't able to get to that point. Losing Ajda early as well from like the double overloads of the Uramite really hurt them because they weren't able to leverage that talent. They weren't able to leverage his absorption. And because they were forced to burst early as well, they didn't even get to use their jet.
Yeah. I think this turn one that we just barely missed, but could have just seen probably, was like one of the deciding factors. Like we saw like a full board on the right-hand side, like WEG just getting 4 support cards turn 1 against like a normal into swap skill, which is pretty much what you never want to do with this deck. Like you always want to do some stuff.
The difference in their round 1 was probably like one of the big deciding factors. WEG just had such a better start, which let them leverage that momentum and convert the game so much easier. Either way, like, great job in capitalizing off and be able to finish. That is our round 5 though, which means we have the results for Group B. Would you like the honors of listing who managed to qualify for Stage 2?
I think I will let you go for it.
All right.
Since
Well, the two teams moving on will be SUC and EIN. AIN, the reverse Vin. So if you want to see those guys play in Stage 2, stay tuned for next week where we'll be hosting our bracket event. But tomorrow is going to be Group C at Ark's channel. We're going to have that posted. I believe, Vin, you have the time for that?
Yeah. It's gonna be at 8 p.m. JST or 7 a.m. EST. So tune in for that and be ready on Ark's channel with our amazing casters there.
As for today, just a thank you to Kojo Creations and to Quantum Bits who have been doing the production side for managing the streams and everything. And behind the scenes stuff, managing the tournament, making sure the teams get to their games on time, we have Leah, Sealed Salad, and Artemisiu. A big thank you to them.
Yeah. Thank you also for everyone watching and of course everyone playing. And yeah.
Yeah, it couldn't be possible without you, and we will see you guys tomorrow for hopefully another exciting day of games.
Thank you for watching.